Hi there. My name is Kari Bradley. I'm the General Manager of Hunger Mountain Cooperative, and I'm going to give a brief presentation of this year's impact report. It's really designed to be a supplement to the physical report that you can read, or the annual meeting that where we'll be presenting some of the same information, but get a chance to go a little bit more in depth here. I'm going to start out by just highlighting the co-op's mission to create and sustain a vibrant community of healthy individuals, sustainable local food systems, and thriving cooperative commerce. This statement, along with these four, constitute the co-op's ends policy, which our governing council has stated as really the purpose of the co-op. This is what we're up to, this is what we're trying to accomplish. There's a lot of important values in here, and this report is really designed to show how are we making progress toward these noble ends. And one of the ways of thinking about this report is to break it down into metrics. So here's some of the things some of the categories of what we will measure and report on this year. And you can see that it relates to values that are near and dear to our co-op community. Start with our member owners. You can see over the past 5 years we've had strong growth in the number of member owners, reaching at the end of this last fiscal year, end of June, 10,454, which is a remarkably high number and portion of the community that we serve. And also point out that we do an annual shopper survey, which is mostly filled out by members. And this past year, the results were very strong. A lot of appreciation expressed towards the co-op. In fact, when we asked, how likely are you to recommend the co-op to a friend or colleague, we got nearly a perfect score, 4.7 on average out of 5. A couple more data points about our members. One of the important member benefits is shopping discounts. We saw a small decrease in the overall amount of shopping discounts. I believe this has mostly to do with the suspension of our member labor program. Because of the pandemic, we haven't had as many folks working here in the building. So we only spent $305,000 and change total on member discounts. We did see a fairly large increase, 27% increase in our co-op cares discount, which is the discount that we offer to our members who are low income. And partially as a result of the pandemic and partially as a result of us really emphasizing that and making more people aware of it. Shifting our focus to employees, this shows that we've seen some growth in the number of employees. Much of that has to do with part-time and substitute workers, some of them filling in for employees that have been on leave. We're actually not working any more hours over the past couple years, maybe even a few less, but we do have more employees total. At year end, all of them were earning at least what the legislature defines as the Vermont livable wage, in addition to a really strong benefits program. And then about 70% or so of the employees are also member owners of the co-op. And then one other data point is our retirement plan. We offer a 401k for employees, and about 83% of the employees that are eligible participate in that. Is really fantastic. And one more data point is just a breakdown of some of the longer term tenure that our employees show. And one thing to note is about 30% of our employees have been with the co-op for 10 years or more. So just testament to this is a good place to work. Moving on to community, a couple different points. One is we saw a full doubling of the amount of money that was sent out in donations and sponsorships. Some of this was directly from the co-op, and some of it was from you co-op members making donations through the co-op. And I would say about half of that money went to either the Montpelier Food Pantry or the Vermont Food Bank. So a lot of attention and resource put towards addressing the food insecurity issues that we're facing always, but especially with the pandemic. And I really want to thank everybody for doing their part with that. One of the things to point out over the past year and a half that's not a bright spot in this report is that we have suspended our education programs, and we had no workshops and therefore no workshop attendees. And we're looking forward to restarting that program in a safe and effective way. In terms of the products we sell, a couple of the categories that are obviously very important are local and organic. Last year, we sold $9.4 million in local product sales. That's about 36% of our overall sales. And we define local as grown or significantly value added in Vermont, Vermont-based businesses. And then on the organic side, just about 50% of our sales come from organic products. So obviously a core value for the co-op. In terms of environmental sustainability, I have good news to report that in terms of our operation, we saw a decrease both in the electricity used and the gallons of propane used as we become more efficient. And that led to a decrease of about 7% in overall carbon dioxide emitted. So our carbon footprint shrank this past year, and we really hope to keep that going. We do a lot of other things in terms of environmental sustainability, and just to highlight a couple, we've always been leaders in composting, 27 tons last year, and 107 tons of material that has been recycled in 1 year. Turning to our finances, this slide shows our sales growth over the past 5 years, and actually we saw no real change in sales between 2020 and 2021. If you look in finer detail, we actually sold quite a few more groceries and produce items, but a lot less in terms of prepared foods, which was a common trend in the co-op and grocery world due to the pandemic. In terms of expenses, for every dollar that comes in, about 59% was spent on the cost of goods sold, being paid back out to vendors for the products or the ingredients that we purchased. 28% went to employees as compensation, and that included a $2 an hour or greater pay differential to compensate people for working during a pandemic. And in terms of our bottom line, we came in at just about 1% net income, translated to about $341,000 in operating income. These are draft numbers as we work through the final accounting. And part of that is determining what the patronage refund will be from last year. Part of that complexity this year has been just navigating the generous federal COVID relief funding that we received in the form of Paycheck Protection Program loan and the Employee Retention Credit. We are expecting to receive over $3.3 million, which is really beneficial, obviously, to our overall financial health, and our balance sheet is showing a very high level of liquidity at this point, and very low level of debt as compared to equity. So happy to report that the co-op is in a very strong financial position. And last set of measurements, it has to do with the value of cooperation. Part of our mission is to support other cooperatives. We do that in a couple ways, at least, and this slide shows that we have been increasing the amount that we invest in other co-ops, taking our assets, putting them to work, and helping with cooperative development. And at the end of last year, we had a little over $630,000 invested in other co-ops. We also sell a fair amount of products produced by cooperatives, about 6% of our total sales last year. So I want to finish up by talking a little bit about shopping this holiday season. We do expect to maintain our masking requirement right through the holidays. We are encouraging distancing, but we will not, at least at this point, not expecting to institute metering where customers would have to wait in line if the store got overly crowded. as the risk profile has shifted over this past year. We are encouraging people to take advantage of our curbside pickup program. Most of the items that we sell are available through that, and you just have to go to hungermountain.coop website to get all the detail there. We will be shifting our hours of operation beginning November 1st. We're going to be open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, and that will go right through to the end of January. If you're interested in avoiding the peak hours of shopping, I encourage you to try out earlier in the day or later in the day, and then Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays are typically our slower days. And finally, our deadline for ordering turkeys this year is November 15th. All this information is available at hungermountain.coop. Hope you can join us for this year's annual member meeting. It will be on Thursday, November 4th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be remote again this year via Zoom, but also broadcast on Orca Media. And you can pre-register at hungermountain.coop, and that'll make you eligible for a coupon in which you can purchase dinner at the co-op in lieu of coming to an in-person meeting and being served directly. And we'll be hosting a series of member roundtable discussions, opportunity to talk about this information or anything else. These dates, these will be remote discussions as well. I will be there, at least a member or two of the council will be there, and we'd love to hear your questions, your comments, your suggestions, and just have a discussion. If you'd like to submit any comments or questions for the annual meeting, they will be read out loud and responded to. You can email us at annualmeeting@hungermountain.coop. You can also contact me anytime. My direct line is 262-3219, or you can email me at karib@hungermountain.coop. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much, and thank you for supporting the co-op, and have a great day.